Well, hey, Fort Stewart and Hunter Army Airfield, Molly here with your latest edition of the Marne Report. And today I am joined by my friends Brian and TJ from the Fort Stewart Hunter Army Airfield Forestry Branch of DPW, and we're going to talk about controlled burns. Thank you so much for being on the show with me today, guys.
No problem. Happy to be here.
Glad to be here.
So tell me, we are in the middle of controlled burn season right now on Fort Stewart. Just tell me about it. Why do we do it? And what can we expect?
So Fort Stewart Hunter Army Airfield has the largest prescribed burn program in the Army. Cool. We burn 115,000 acres here in Fort Stewart annually. We burn that much to sustain high levels of military training, and also to restore endangered species habitat.
Oh, wow. Okay, so when did controlled burn season start and when does it end?
Our controlled burn season started December 1st and will go through June 30th.
And how often do you guys burn?
That is dependent on the weather, so we pay strict attention to the weather. So that kind of drives when we burn and when we don't burn and where we burn as well.
Okay.
And there's chance, there are times that the wind switches, and that's when the cantonment area may be impacted by some drift smoke.
Yeah, so we're not on fire, everybody. It's just the wind has changed. Okay, so are there specific areas that you guys are burning in? Do you choose a different area each time or each year, or how does that work?
So we'll have a plan that we coordinate through DPTMS and other stakeholders within the installation. But basically, we would say boundary to boundary, entire reservation is what we would focus on, particularly our impact area and our ranges, so we can continue training.
Sure.
During periods of potential wildfires, et cetera.
Sure. So we know we're going to see smoke, and I'm sure we've all seen smoke off in the distance during these controlled burns, but will people see flames?
It is a possibility. As you probably know, and maybe the listeners know too, we will issue an email daily. Hopefully that's hitting most of everybody out there to give notification if and when flames could be visible from Georgia Highway 119 or Georgia Highways 144. So we do put those out there, but yeah, sometimes flames are visible from the highway.
Get it. Okay, so what else do you guys want to talk about? So we're the biggest controlled burn program in the Army. Tell me a little bit more about that.
So we are the largest burn program in the Army, and the way we are able to accomplish 115,000 acres annually here in Fort Stewart is through the use of a helicopter. So you may see our prescribed burn helicopter igniting these burns from the air. Do not be alarmed. So we have ground crews that monitor the aerial ignition. And so the reason we use a helicopter here in Fort Stewart is the fuels can get pretty thick, and it's dangerous for our ground crews to go and ignite these blocks by hand. So they just monitor the edges, and we use a helicopter to ignite from the air, which allows us to cover thousands of acres in one day.
Wow.
And then the AIA, the impact area, we actually burn 12,000 acres. We burn the entire thing in one day.
Wow, that is really amazing. All right, well, I got to tell you, you guys are doing quite a bit through these controlled burns to help with the land that is on and surrounding, Fort Stewart, and also for our troops. So thank you so much. Like, what a cool job. All right, is there anything else that you guys would like to add?
I would like to mention that if I know that we talk to the soldiers when they're out there training, but if they would just give us the heads up as soon as they start a fire when they're training to let us know, so we're aware of it.
Sure.
It makes our job a lot easier and makes your job a lot easier because we can come out there and safety the range for you, and then you can go back to training versus you wait till your training's done, and then we got to go out there and fight potentially a sizable wildfire.
Sure.
So it saves us time and keeps us safe, and it'll keep you safe and allow you to keep training.
Sure. And I mean, for instance, even this weekend I saw that we had some wildfire warnings because it was so dry and just because of the weather. And what you guys are doing helps prevent wildfires, from spreading, correct?
That is correct. So we're trying to reduce the number of wildfires, and then the wildfires, obviously, when we reduce those, it allows the military to train unhindered.
Yeah.
But when we do have wildfires, we cannot control the smoke. So that's when the PAO sends out the notifications that smoke's impacting highways or the cantonment area. So by us burning, we try to eliminate the potential for wildfires to even get started.
And another place to reach daily notifications for our burns are on Twitter, Instagram, and Facebook, and it would be at the handle Fort Stewart Hunter Army Airfield Environmental. And those would be specific to the training areas that we are burning that day to give notification to people on post, off post, recreationists, etc. So that's a good place to look also.
That's awesome. Just another added layer of where you guys can go to get this information daily if you would like it. Well, thank you guys so much for being on the show with me today. We truly appreciate everything that you do. And that would be it for me, Molly, on this week's edition of the Marne Report podcast. Thanks, guys.
Thank you.
Thank you.
The 2022 Department of Defense On-Post Housing Tenant Satisfaction Survey is in full swing. Your feedback is a crucial part of improving the quality of life in Fort Stewart Hunter Army Airfield housing. Residents should have received a link to the survey in the email they have on file with the Housing Office. However, a link to the survey can also be found on the Fort Stewart Family Homes Facebook page at www.facebook.com/Fort Stewart Homes. You have until February 24th to complete the survey. Don't miss out on this awesome opportunity to let your voice be heard.